Yes, my people, how are we doing? Back again for another live video, or I should say a live reaction really. We're going to be reacting to the 23-24 Premier League fixtures for Crystal Palace. They were released this morning at 9 o'clock, and to be honest, when I saw them, I was like, okay, it's August till May, of course. The season starts a little later and finishes a little earlier than the last couple of seasons, let's just say. So, yeah, I mean, it's not a bad start. It gets harder around, I'd say, November, December time, big time December. If you've seen the fixtures for December, blimey, it's a lot to handle and that looking at it overall. So we're going to get straight on with it, really, and that. So make sure to like, share, subscribe. All my socials will be, in the description down below. Any comments, questions, queries, anything, with the live chat is my people and that as well. So it's just like a reaction to the fixtures released today and that. For the 23-24 upcoming Premier League season and that as well. So, yeah, we're just going to start off. So, August, Crystal Palace 23-24 fixtures in August. So, we have got Sheffield United away on Saturday, the 12th of August. The season does start on the 11th, but we play on the Saturday, a 3 p.m. kickoff that has already been confirmed. So, make note of that. Palace fans, Saturday the 12th, away to Sheffield United, a 3 o'clock kickoff away on a Saturday. I'm definitely going to be going to that no matter what. So, yeah, can't wait for that. It'll be my first trip to Bramall Lane, and our first trip to Bramall Lane in almost nearly 4 years and that as well. So, yeah, the last time we did play there, we lost 1-0. But this time, Sheffield United are going to, well, I mean, they're nearly promoted again. Whether they're going to be as strong as they were last time, God knows. But it's not a bad start, to be fair, in that. And this is where it kind of annoys me with our home game. We get Arsenal at home again. Now, obviously, the beginning of last season, we were the first game to kick off on a Friday night. Are they going to play it on a Friday night again? I don't really know. Saturday the 19th, we're going to be playing Arsenal at home in our first home game of the season. And I'm a bit disappointed because I just wanted to start the season off, not sort of like nice and easy, because no game in the Premier is like a guaranteed win. No game's a walk in the park. But I would have wanted to start off with a team maybe like, I don't know, like could be Nottingham Forest at home, I don't know, Aston Villa, Wolves, maybe Fulham, Everton. I probably would have even taken West Ham at home, to be fair. Kicking off the season, just be a winnable game. But Arsenal, they're going to be going for the title. They're going to probably spend a bit of money as well. They're going to strengthen their squad. This is an Arsenal side that came runners up to Manchester City by only four or 5 points, I believe. So it's not going to be easy. They're going to be really up for it, and they tend to do well at Spurs Park, but we tend to always have the shock winning result against them now and then. To be fair, like 3-0, you name it. So anything could happen in that game. But I just would have wanted a bit more of a, competitive game rather than us potentially getting dominated at home by an Arsenal side looking to push for the title and that. But you never know. It's early doors. We still got a couple months before the season begins. So, yeah, anything can happen between now and when the season starts. So it's hard to kind of call. But I'm just a little disappointed that the Premier League have put us facing Arsenal at home again. So it is what it is. We just got to get on with it. I'm just kind of disappointed. Saturday the 26th, 2 days before my 20th birthday, we are away to Brentford at the Brentford Community Stadium, or as it's known now, the G-Tech Stadium, whatever it's called, and that. Yeah, it's a nice stadium. I went there last season, don't forget, where we drew 1-1. Our last 4 games against Brentford ever in the Premier League have all been draws. We're unbeaten against them, as obviously they're unbeaten against us as well. So, yeah, that's going to be most likely played on a Saturday. Hopefully it's played on a Saturday because that's an ideal time to play Brentford, so it's not very far for us to travel. So, not bad for August, really, to be honest. Not bad at all, apart from the Arsenal game. But they're all, Sheffield United away, Brentford away, winnable. I'm not going to lie, though. I will say our away form last season, the season before, let's just say the last couple of years has been absolutely shambolic. So it'd be nice just to kick off the season on a high, at least getting one of them, at least winning one of them games, I should say. Ideally, I'd say Sheffield United, because Brentford did get top 10 last season, and they're a very difficult side to play against based on recent matches they have played in the Premier League over the last couple of years since their promotion back in 2021. So, yeah, it's going to be a hard one. But imagine, do you know what? I look at it now, out of the 3 games, Sheffield United away, Arsenal home, and Brentford away, I'd be happy with 2 wins out of 3 to be there. Maybe draw or lose at home to Arsenal. I don't think we're going to beat Arsenal because we never tend to start the season off well, at home. To be fair. So anything could happen. I think the last time we won a home game at the beginning of a season was the 2021 season. And sorry, the 2020 and 2021 season, I should say. That was, 3 years ago nearly? So, yeah, I mean, how time flies, don't it? But just be nice to kick off the season at home on a high and just put it with Arsenal. But hey, we could go to Sheffield United on the opening day and hopefully look to get 3 points. Now, going to move on to September, then we're going to answer a few questions on that as well. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. You know, the socials are linked down below in the comments, sorry, in the description. And yeah, any comments, questions, queries, you know, the live chat is my people as well, like I said. So September, 4 games now. After we play Brentford, a week later, Saturday the 2nd of September, before the international break, we play Wolverhampton Wanderers at home at South Park. I'll be our second home game of the season, a winnable game there. Ideally, I would have wanted that before Arsenal. They probably should switch around, but it is what it is. You know, you just got to get on with it, really. So yeah, that'd be a tough one, but you know, a winnable game. Then after the international break, we come back on Saturday, the 16th of September. We are away to Aston Villa, a ground that we haven't won at for almost a decade. We've got a wretched record. We've lost our last 3 out of 4 there, losing 3, drawing 1, so it's not an ideal ground. Hopefully we can actually go in and win. However, they did get Conference League and they're going to be a tough opposition, and you know, they're going to try and push for maybe Europa League next season potentially, and that as well, whilst being in the Conference League, of course. 23rd of September on a Saturday, we are away to Fulham. Sorry, we are home to Fulham. It's at home, my bad. We are home to Fulham. So another London derby at home. So yeah, it'd be a tough game and that, but a winnable one. And then make note for people who wanted to go to Old Trafford for the first time as a Palace fan. Of course, we are away to Old Trafford on Saturday, the 30th of September. So the final day of September that month, we are away at Old Trafford. So yeah, that'd be an interesting one. You know, we haven't won at Old Trafford for nearly 3 years. So yeah, let's hopefully we can go there and just, you know, just get something decent, but it's not going to be easy. But yeah, I mean, we'll be underdogs for that game, obviously, but yeah, it's a nice way to end September away at Old Trafford. Hopefully, we do get 3 points there. It will be difficult, I'm not going to lie. We're going to have a look at a few comments, and we're going to go on to the October fixtures and that as well. So let's just have a quick look at some of the comments here and that, questions, anything. So yeah, Jack Walker, where you reckon we finish next year, mate? I'm not going to answer that question. The only reason is I'm going to reveal it when I do my Premier League predictions at some point next month, probably the end of July, early August, and that. So that's maybe like 6 weeks time. Right. All I'll say is, right, at this rate, based on how the financial stuff is going on at Crystal Palace behind the scenes, you know, transfer regulations, the chairman coming out saying we haven't got as much money. We're either going to finish 11th to 14th, or we're going to be finishing in the bottom 3. You know, and when I say 11th to 14th, we'll probably be in a relegation fight and end up finishing around mid-table, or we're going to get relegated. That's all I'd say. But I'm not going to say where we're going to finish until like there's like a couple of weeks before the season starts, and obviously when I do my Premier League predictions, Jack. So I'll keep you posted within the next few videos, and we'll see if there's any progress, you know, transfer-wise, and yeah, within the club and that. Hopefully going into this new upcoming season. How you doing, Major, and that as well. Sam here, he says, I think Sheffield United away is a tough first game. No game's easy. We obviously went there last time 4 years ago when they got promoted back in 2019 and lost 1-0. So they'll be really up for that game and that, you know. Our record against newly promoted sides kicking off the season usually ain't the best. I mean, Huddersfield at home, we lost that 3-0. Brentford at home a couple of years ago, drew that 0-0. So, yeah. And, of course, the Sheffield United game at the early stages, the 1920 season, 4 years ago, nearly, we lost that 1-0 too. Man, yeah, I mean, our away record and our home record against newly promoted clubs kicking off the season ain't the best, but it will be a hard one, but it's winnable at least. It's not like we're playing Man City or flipping Tottenham away ground who do shambolic at usually. And that JH Palace says, who do you think we will sign? We always got Lerma, good sign and that, you know, he was confirmed in May that we were going to sign him. Lucas Moura is a shout. Moussa Dembele is now a free agent. He's a shout as well. We do need a striker. Yeah, my thoughts on Lerma, like I said, good signing, good buy for, you know, 3-4 year deal and a free transfer. His experience is vital in the Premier League, and I look forward to seeing him play going forward at the club. So yeah, decent buy from Palace. Jack Rodworth, good luck for the new season, mate. I look forward to coming down to your place. To your place on my birthday weekend in October. You Reds, yeah, big up the Nottingham Forest supporters, top supporters, man, superb, man. They're brilliant when they came to sell us 3 weeks ago, and that. Top supporters always. Townsend says, I think it's Townsend. I thought it's a Townsend for a minute. Milton Townsend says, happy with fixtures. It's a lot better than last season's start. Hope you're okay and happy to appreciate that, my brother. Thank you, man. Yeah, bless man. Sam still haven't got a man. Yeah. God knows who we're going to. I don't know who we're going to appoint. If you're asking me that question, I don't know who we're going to appoint. But we'll talk about that another day. I mean, who knows? They might get Roy back, to be fair. Oh, my God. Imagine the scenes if they came back for a third spell. I mean, God knows, mate. Right. Done the August and September ones. We're now going to go on to the October fixtures. Things heat up a little bit, man. It's a bit of a twisty, turbulent kind of run. I'd say we could potentially end up having in October. So Saturday, the 7th of October, we are at home to Nottingham Forest. So it'll be the Eagles versus the Reds at Selhurst Park for the second time this year between them two. Hopefully, we can actually beat them for once, because last year they took 4 points off us and we only managed 1 goal against the newly promoted Nottingham Forest. Forest are a good side. They do play some good football. They always seem to turn the heat on when they play, or turn the tempo on when they play against us, and that. So that's a winnable game. I think we'll win that. I generally think we're going to get some. We'll do a result again. We'll do a win, I should say, against Nottingham Forest. 21st of October, after the October international break. There's 3 international breaks, don't you forget. The beginning of the season, and that for the first 3 months of September, October, and November. 21st of October, after the international break, we are away to Newcastle. That is a ground that we have got a wretched future record. I think we've only won there twice in 10 years of being in the Premier League, since we got promoted in 2013. So yeah, I'm not really optimistic. And they're going to be in the Champions League. They're going to be competing for top 4. They look like they're going to sign Maddison. They've already signed a few players as well, from what I've been hearing. They're potentially going to buy even more. So that is not going to be a guaranteed win. That's going to be that probably potentially, out of all the games I've listed so far from August to October, that's going to be the most toughest game, Newcastle United away. Guarantee. Then the week later, on Saturday the 28th of October, now these dates may change as well, so it's not all games ain't going to be on a Saturday, Tuesday, etc. So yeah, Saturday the 28th listed here. We are at home to Tottenham Hotspur. I really, really want to beat Spurs after what they did to us last season. The crap sides finished 8th, and that they beat us 4-0 at Selhurst Park, kept a clean sheet. Then we went to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and we lost that 1-0, and they kept a clean sheet, doing a double over us like they've always been doing, and that over the last few years since we've been in the Premier League alongside them in a way. So yeah, it'd be nice to beat them at home. So bit of a revenge one. That is a 50-50 game. It could either be Tottenham hammering us like 5-6-1 or something, or we beat them 3-0 like we did a couple of years ago. We had the likes of Gallagher playing in that midfield for us, and Edouard hitting the heights to his potential and his good form and that back then. I haven't seen that Edouard for ages, to be fair. So yeah, that is it's a tough month, October, but 3 games, I mean, fair enough. Usually it's about like 4, sometimes. I think like last October, this season just gone into 22-23, we had 6 games. So yeah, nice to see them narrow it down, because too much football can tire players out and you get more injuries overall. November the 4th, away to Burnley, and that is going to be the second toughest game out of all them fixtures, I reckon. Burnley away. Vincent Kompany's already got them back at training, so he really, really wants to up the tempo within the squad, and he really, really just wants them fully fit and ready for this new upcoming season. I reckon Burnley could challenge for Europe, maybe even Conference League, because Kompany is a winner, man. Pep taught him a lot, and I think they've got a lot to offer on the table for this upcoming season, Burnley. So that will be hard, absolutely hard in that. So yeah, we're on to the November fixture. So that game, of course, will be played on the 4th of November on a Saturday, most likely. I'll be surprised if they change it to a Sunday or Monday night, but it depends how Burnley are playing, to be honest. Then Saturday, the 11th of November, a week on from that Burnley game, we are at home to Everton, a game that I really want to win, and I really hope we do, because Everton, I think, will be in another relegation dogfight, because they don't look like they're going to be signing anyone anytime soon than that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's one game I really want to win as well. Indeed. And then Saturday the 25th, after the November international break, blimey, there's so many international breaks, I've kind of lost count already. Saturday the 25th of November, we are away to Luton Town. Yes, you heard me right. Luton, of course, obviously a couple of weeks ago got promoted to the Premier League, or 3 weeks ago, I should say. They're in the Premier League. We're going to be playing Luton away on the 25th of November, and away, and that holds just over 900 people. However, they are expanding their stadium. They are doing some refurbishments, so who knows, the away maybe up to 1,000 plus. So yeah, oh boy, if I get a ticket, I'll be amazed, to be fair. But that's one ground I'm kind of looking forward to potentially visiting and dreading at the same time, because it's one of the worst away ends in the Premier League. But you never know what to expect. The massive underdogs. I mean, the season ain't even properly kicked. Well, hasn't started, and it's not even a month before the season's sort of beginning. You already got people saying they're going to finish rock bottom, to be fair, but I don't really blame them for saying that, because Luton are quite a miniature type of club, to be precisely honest in that as well. So yeah, we're gonna go on to the December fixtures before we answer a few more questions and comments in the live chat as well. December, 7 games. 7 Premier League games played in December. It's usually 5 or 6, but 7. That's got to be the most. That's got to be a record for games played in December. You know, I swear down for what I've been looking at recently in recent Premier League seasons since I've been watching Palace. Right, Saturday the 2nd, West Ham United away. You know, a competitive London derby. I mean, we've done the double over the Conference League winners. This season just finished the 22-23 campaign. There's always a lot of goals, a bit of a up and down kind of rivalry. There's always a bit of banter. There's always a bit of roughness within, you know, with the fans, if you know what I mean. Always something popping off, a bit of, you know, just words thrown at each other. There's always a high level of like competitiveness, I should say, on the pitch with the West Ham and Palace players. So West Ham away is on the 2nd, so that's not bad. It's not a bad start to December. And then Tuesday night, the 5th of December, 3 days later at home to Bournemouth. Then 3 days later after that, on Saturday, the 9th of December, home to Liverpool, another team I want us to beat. We haven't beaten them in almost 9 years. So yeah, at Selhurst Park. The last time we beat them at Selhurst Park was basically 9 years ago when Jedinak scored, and we won that game by 3-1. I can remember watching it on the box, man. Classic game, man. Honestly, superb win. Hopefully, we can get a bit of revenge and beat them this time, and that, because I'm not sure that Liverpool side are going to be challenging for top 4 next season. They're probably going to be more focused on maybe winning a bit of other silverware like the Europa League or even the FA Cup. They're going through a bit of a process and a rebuild. Last season took 2 points off them drawing both the Liverpool games at Anfield and at Selhurst Park 0-0 as well. So yeah, it'll be an interesting one that in mid-December. Then a week later away to Manchester City on the 16th of December. That'll be on a Saturday as well. So yeah, 2 really difficult games back to back. Liverpool and Manchester City could be a rough period there. Could be a tough one for us. You know, it could be a hard one again. Then it gets better a week later on Saturday, the 23rd of December. It's probably most likely going to be played on a Saturday. Make note, Palace fans, in that as well. We are at home to Brighton on Saturday, the 23rd of December, 2 days before Christmas. Yeah. So if we win, it'll be a Christmas gift. If we lose, it's going to be a miserable Christmas for Palace fans. That's all I'm going to say. So that is a must win. That is a must win. We haven't beaten them at Selhurst Park in 5.5 years, nearly, or, you know, till then, I should say. And we haven't beaten Brighton in nearly, let's just say 2.5 years. So yeah, it'd be nice to win and just go into Christmas Day just happy and joyful, really, beating the scum down the road, isn't it? You know what I mean? So yeah, that is the home game. It's most likely going to be played on a Saturday as well, because obviously the Sunday, which will be the 24th of December, will be Christmas Eve, and Christmas Eve is hectic, and I don't think they're going to be playing football then. So they're either going to play a game maybe Friday the 22nd, or most of the other games will probably be on a Saturday the 23rd. I presume they're going to play us on the 23rd, surely. So that'd be nice to play Brighton on a Saturday just before Christmas. It'd be pretty good, to be fair. Yeah. And then Tuesday the 26th, we are away on Boxing Day to Chelsea, to London rivals Chelsea. Mind the gap, Chelsea fans, by the way, finishing 1 point above them. It's still a gap, you know. We still finished above them at the end of the day. Could have a shit season, and yeah, we're better than them for now. But yeah, I'll be a close call in that. They're going through another process of rebuilding that as well. Pochettino coming into Chelsea and that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But that game will be on Boxing Day. So make note, my people, a London derby in West London, I should say, away at Chelsea. That will be played on Tuesday the 26th on Boxing Day, hopefully. If not, it could end up getting moved to Wednesday or Thursday on the 27th or the 28th of December. And then to end the year 2023, Saturday the 30th, at home to Brentford. So a nice run of games, quite tough, but some winnable, some difficult, some that probably a lot of Palace fans have already written off and seen, to be fair. And that's, so there you have it, my people. Those are the fixtures from August down to December of the first half of the season. So yeah, a very tough first half of the season, as it always is going to be for all the teams within the Premier League. We're going to have a look at some of the comments and questions and queries in the live chat as well. A lot of questions about the manager and that as well. Let's just go. So we're going to go Monty 1964. How you doing, mate? I'll be happy with 30 points by January. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I really want to be a bit optimistic, but I'm kind of finding it hard. We haven't signed many players. You know, we're not being as active. We did sign Lerma. I get that, but that deal was pretty much done. A, it was a free, and B, you know, it was pretty much done in May, so people knew he was coming no matter what. It was announced last week, and that I believe so. So I'll be happy with 30 points. I'll be disappointed if we don't get to 30 points by end of December, early Jan, and then we could maybe push for another 30 points if we want to try and get top 10 or even challenge for the Conference League. But in reality, with the squad we got, I don't think we're good enough just yet, unless we add more players, unless we sell some and add some. Now, Sahar's definitely going to be going. We need an ideal replacement for him. We need the striker, because Mateta and Edouard are crap at shite. And we also need a fullback and maybe a centre back for cover as well if Mark Gay was potentially to leave. So a lot is going to happen between the next couple of months, between now and the end of the season. Are we going to be ready for the campaign? I don't know yet. It's hard to tell. But once things start clicking and moving smooth in motion, then we'll be able to tell what kind of a season we potentially are going to have, judging by the squad and the quality within it as well, and what's going on within the club. So yeah, but I just wanted to push on this season. We don't push on, I'm not going to be happy. And the fact I'm moving to the Homestyle, who knows? The fact I'm moving to the Homestyle and this new campaign of the 2023-2024 season, who knows? We might actually get controversy. That might be a good luck charm, to be fair in that, but we'll have to wait and see. But 30 points will be ideal, so big up yourself on doing that as well. Cpfc, good evening, everyone. How you doing, man? You all right? Monty 9064 says our priority has to be new manager, Sharpish. Oh, yeah, I've heard a bit about him. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure who we're going to get. Who knows? They might even give it to Roy for a third term. Third spell at Palace, for God's sake. So yeah, who knows what's going to happen? But we'll wait and see. No one really knows who's going to come to the club right now. Let's be honest. Aviria, why I probably said the RB wrong. There's like a Palace fan, but there's a halving there. God, sorry, the picture is Zaha. The fact, I bet you any money, yeah. Avada, I think it's Avada. That's how you say them. I bet you any money. A month ago, you had it all in color, and now you just found out he's not going to be signing the contract. Well, we've all found out he's put it in black. Oh my God, fair enough though. West Ham away. It's on my birthday, and last year I met you there. I met a few people there. Trust me, that was a mad away day, the best away day of last campaign when we scored at the last minute and won that 2-1. Yeah, who knows? And that again, your birthday being on that day, it'd be a good luck charm. We'll probably go there to West Ham and win again. You never know what to expect, really, do you? Cpfc. December to end of Jan looks tough. Yeah, we're going to get onto the January fixtures in just a sec once I've read some of these comments. But yeah, all the games are hard. Like I said, you're never guaranteed a walk in the park in the Premier League. It's always going to be hard, unless you're playing Leeds United if they were still in the Prem, but they got relegated for a reason. Sam says Wilf needs to make a decision quick, so it gives us time to get. Listen. I know what you mean. I know because some Palace fans don't know whether he's staying or going. If he was going to sign a contract, he would have signed it 2 months ago, a month ago or something. He hasn't. The fact he's got that painting put up of him on the side of that house. It's just it's a goodbye message, really. It's a thanks for the serving that he's done for the club and everything he's done. What he's done on and off the pitch for this club and everything, the community. That's what it's for. He's going. He's not staying. I think I've accepted the fact he's going, and we need to move on without him now rather than later. It's the best. It's the best thing for him in his career with what's left of it. It's a hard being at 30. It's the best thing for the club. So I think he's on his way out. He's gone. He's not signing that deal. There's no way he's going to leave it last minute. It's just not him. He would have signed it ages ago if he was going to sign an extra 2-year deal. Gahindi says, why no news on the new manager? And the new manager should be in to get pre-season ready and be in for the transfer window, not coming in late again. We had the same thing with Vieira, didn't we? Typical Palace, never learning from our mistakes. Do you think we will get a big name player this season? Well, if we're going to have to sell the likes of maybe Elise and Gay, if we want to have a big player, a big money signing like we did with Benteke 6 years ago, how many points do you think we will get in our first 5 games? Well, from Sheffield United, Arsenal, Brentford, Wolves and Villa, I could see us being typical Palace. I'd say 7 points, maybe. I'd say 7 points. I think we'll lose to Arsenal at home, and we'll probably end up losing to Villa away because we've got such a crappy record up there, haven't we? Luke Cooper, need new players ASAP. Yeah, hopefully it starts picking up between the next month or two, because if not, we're in trouble. This window does shut on the 31st of August, don't you get? So there's still a lot of time, but we got to get that. We got to be ready to kick off the season, not faffing around last minute on deadline day and that as well. Do you think Eze will perform in another season? He's got the ability, he's got the potential. We know what he's capable of, so he's got no excuses if he doesn't show up in games. So he's got to step up big time, especially if Wolf is going, and that which is most likely going to be happening based on recent terms. He's probably going to be going to PSG or Saudi Arabia. Even I think Dortmund, I heard, are interested in him in that as well. Yeah, exactly. I'm not happy with that Arsenal game being first in that as well. Profile hasn't changed. Could he stay in? I hope so anyway. I love the optimism, man. Fair enough. Yeah. Look, if he stays, he stays. If he goes, he goes. I'm not going to cry about it. This has been coming for a long time, hasn't it? What I mean? Sam says there were Potter rumours, but they died down. He ain't come to Palace. He would have signed by now. It's just we haven't got the money to back him. It's as simple as that. Now we're going to move on to the Fixtures of the 23-24 season. The new year, 2024, January. Two games. So I think the first week of January is FA Cup, the FA Cup third round. Then Saturday the 13th, we are away to Arsenal. That's probably going to be moved now, and I look on that, to be fair. And then Tuesday, well, actually, I think the week after that, before the end of January, in our next Premier League game, there's another FA Cup game, another FA Cup round of games. That'll be the fourth round, I'm guessing. And then Tuesday the 30th, an evening game, and our second evening game of the season at home to Sheffield United. Now, I remember, I'm talking about us starting off New Year. So 2022 lost 3-2 badly to West Ham, was 3-0 down at half time. This year, 2023, lost 4-0 to Spurs at home. And then I think the last time we won a game at the beginning of the new year was against Sheffield United when Eze scored that stunning solo goal. Schlupp and Eze scoring, and we won that 2-0. We beat Sheffield United, obviously 2-0. And that, we did beat Sheffield United 2-0. Silly me. Yeah, we beat them 2-0. So that was the last time we won a game, kicking off a brand new calendar year, to be honest. So hopefully we can do that again, winning a game at home against Sheffield United. Are they going to be battling relegation, or are they going to be pushing for top 10, or just stay mid-table? It'll be a close one, but another winnable game at least, kicking off a new year, 2024. So that's the positive, to be fair. That's a home game, by the way. Obviously, we're playing Arsenal, the first game of 2024 away in the Premier League, and yeah, that ain't going to be easy one bit, although we don't have a bad record at the Emirates. But to be fair, it brings back memories of us losing 4-1 back in March and that as well. Now, here we go, moving on to February of 2024. And Palace fans, get your diaries out as I'm saying this. Make note, on Saturday, the 3rd of April. Sorry, oh my God, Saturday the 3rd of February. Bloody hell, mate. Saturday the 3rd of February. Saturday the 3rd of February, I repeat, we are playing Brighton away at the Amex. Our trip to the Amex will be on Saturday the 3rd of February, the weekend of Saturday the 3rd of February, because knowing our luck, they'll move it to a Monday night or a Friday night, or hell, they might move it to a Super Sunday, you never know. Or it could be played on a Saturday evening rather than a 3 p.m. kickoff. So, yeah, because it's Brighton and the police and everything, they've got to organise it, for fans' safety, because of the rivalry between us and the scum down the M23 and that. So that game away at the Amex will be played on Saturday the 3rd of February. And a week later, we are at home to Chelsea on the 10th of February. And then Saturday the 17th, the week after that, away to Everton at Goodison Park. That'll be interesting to see how that plans out, because Everton by then probably most likely will be in another relegation dogfight. They're probably a sack Sean Dyche, should maybe have brought in Big Sam again to save their ass. You know what I mean? And then Saturday the 25th, the following week after the Everton away game, we are at home to Burnley. Yeah, so that's a tough month, February, but some winnable games, some games that we could easily screw up and drop points stupidly in that. So, yeah, it's hard to predict that month, but I reckon in that month of February, we potentially could get about maybe 6 points, maybe 6-7 points, to be fair, so we'll have to wait and see, depending on what really kind of happens in that over. We're going to move on to the March fixtures and that here and that as well. By the way, any comments, questions, or live chats there for people watching. Like, share, subscribe, socials link in the description down below as well, my people. The March fixtures for Crystal Palace of the 23-24 season. We've got 4 games played in March. So kicking off on Saturday the 2nd of March, we are away to Tottenham Hotspur. Hopefully we can actually go there and score a goal and win. But knowing Palace, knowing our luck with the curse and the history we have there, it's not going to happen. But that'll be a tough away day. But I'll probably end up going to that again. Saturday the 9th, we are at home to newly promoted Luton Town. The first time Palace and Luton play each other for ages and play each other in the Premier League for the first time in the history as well at Selhurst Park. So, yeah, that will be one to keep an eye out for. Palace supporters playing Luton at home. We'll see what happens then. Will Luton be battling relegation, or will they shock us and end up rushing up the table to top 10? Who knows? It's the Premier League. Anything is possible and anything can happen, like I always say. Saturday the 16th, after that, we are away. So we are at home, another home game, back-to-back home games at home to Newcastle United on Saturday the 16th of March, or that weekend and that as well. So the 30th, after the March international breaks, we are away at the City Ground, playing Nottingham Forest. So yeah, another interesting match in that as well. We haven't had the best record up there. Obviously, last season lost there 1-0. It'll be nice to go there and get a point. I can't wait for that away there. I like a good trip up to Nottingham. Really enjoyed it last time we went to the City Ground, despite the loss. But overall, it's a decent, fairly away day out. With the ups and downs, the trains getting up there. It was hell, but yeah, it was. I mean, I'd say it was worth it because it was a good away day, despite us losing. Just the vibes and everything, and the atmosphere, and it felt like a proper English traditional football match overall, with pride, passion, and a lot of desire. with both of the supporters of the Forest and Palace fans, like it was when we played them 3 weeks ago at Selhurst Park, drawing 1-1. So, yeah, that's a game to keep an eye on. Nottingham Forest away on Saturday, the 30th of April. Now, going into all the April fixtures, we're just actually going to have a look at a few comments quickly here and that as well, and we'll talk about the April fixtures and that. Hyper Sweeper, I think I said that right. I think Eze at least 13 goals on this form. If he could keep it up, he could get at least 13 to maybe 15 goals, in my opinion. Luke Cooper, the manager's the most important thing to sort out, definitely, but there's no news on that. Until we get news, we can start thinking about our manager. Maybe they'll probably get the manager at the beginning of July, like they did with Vieira. Kearney said, which players would you take from the teams that went down? I wouldn't mind Summerfield from Leeds and Ian Nacho from Leicester. I would take Harvey Barnes, but yeah, he's probably going to go to a club like, I don't know, maybe Newcastle or, I don't know, potentially Man United, Man City, anything, to be fair, because he is a star, Harvey Barnes. But you never know what's going to happen. But I don't think he'd come to Palace. You know, he's probably going to get offered better money at better, bigger clubs, to be fair. We're going to move on to the April fixtures and that as well for Crystal Palace in the 23-24 season. 2nd of April, we are away to Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium. So that game will be a winnable one. We got a good record against Bournemouth doing the double over them. The season just finished, taking 6 points off them. Saturday, the 6th of April. Oh, God, Man City and Liverpool back-to-back. This time, on Saturday, the 6th of April, we're at home to Manchester City. They'll probably need to win that game to try and win the title. They probably would have even won the title by then, to be fair. No, in the Premier League, know what they bring in that, you know, depending on the signings they bring in. And Erling Haaland probably scoring another 50-plus goals in that campaign and that, or this upcoming campaign, I should say. Saturday the 13th, a week on from that Manchester City game, we are away at Anfield to Liverpool. So who knows, Liverpool might either need to win that game to get top 4, or they could end up in another title race against Manchester City and maybe Arsenal. Who knows what to expect. Saturday the 20th, at home to West Ham again, end of April, believe it or not. Flip it out. Oh my word! Yes, we are. Yeah, we are playing West Ham again at the end of April of this new campaign. So that'd be a close one. Who knows? Both sides will be either in a relegation fight trying to survive, or both sides might even be trying to challenge for Europe against each other. So yeah, I mean, it's just thoughts. It's just what could, ifs and buts. Anything could happen then, to be fair. So West Ham at the end of April. So I look at it, and then we got Fulham, obviously a week later on the 27th of April, away at Craven Cottage. We play Fulham away in the summer. Don't know what it is with the Prem. They love making us play Fulham away, sort of in the summer sort of period of the season. The end of April is usually warm. I remember this season at the end of May was warm and that as well. A couple of years ago when we played, or not even a couple of years ago, 4 years ago, we won 2-0 when Schlipp and Zaha scored at Craven Cottage at the beginning of the 18-19 season, kicking that campaign off and that as well. We won that 2-0 on a nice hot sunny day. So maybe, I mean, who knows? By then I probably have enough points to go to for them and that as well. But yeah, I'm gonna go on to the May fixtures quickly. There's only 3, so it's from the 4th of April to Sunday the 19th of April and that as well. So home to Man United on the 4th of May, and Saturday the 11th, our final away game of the season. Hopefully we can end that on a high with our away form then, and that who knows. Away to Wolverhampton at Money, that'll be the last home game of the season for Wolves and that as well. And Sunday the 19th of April, we're at home on the last day of the season, at home to Aston Villa. That's probably going to be a 4:30 kickoff. Villa may need to win that to try and get Europe again, and we may need to win that to stay up. So that's going to be a tough game. Absolutely hard, man. That ain't going to be a guaranteed 3 points. So, oh boy, God knows what's going to happen. But let's now that I've finished reading out all the Premier League fixtures, we're going to go through a few comments, and then I'm going to sort of just break down the months. What games are going to be easy, what games are going to be hard. Have we got a difficult start? Have we got an easy start? Have we got a hard end to the season? Have we got a easy end to the season? But there's a few comments just to read here and that as well. Milton Townsend here, he says, I would take James Ward-Prowse for set pieces. If we sell Zaha, probably going to end up signing him, to be fair. We can imagine Zaha and Ward-Prowse in the same team, them two wouldn't get along. But the fact Zaha's coming, might as well just go for Ward-Prowse. To be fair, we do need an ideal free kick taker, so you're not wrong there. It's a good point, Townsend. Sam, Ward-Prowse doesn't have that much else to his game. Yeah, you're not wrong. And Luke says December is a hard month. Any more comments, questions, queries? Where the chat is, people and that as well. Or any comments, feel free to put in the comment section down below. Now, looking at the fixtures right now, I'm just having a close look at them and that just get my understanding of it overall, because this is my instant reaction, from viewing them today. So we actually haven't got a bad start, apart from the Arsenal game, but anything could happen. We tend to always turn it on against Arsenal, home or away at times, that overall, to be honest with you on that. So Yeah, you always, I mean, yeah, there's always there's always that overall, to be honest. And you know, Sheffield United away and Brentford away, obviously the other game between. It's not actually bad. We could potentially get 6 points there realistically. I look at, and then obviously in September we got Wolves at home, Villa away, Fulham home, and Man United. It's not actually a bad start. It's not as tough as last season's start. I remember last season we had Newcastle away, Man City and Liverpool away, Arsenal at home. That was a really difficult start, and then we dropped points against the likes of Brentford as well. We did beat Villa, but we only had like one win in our first six. I could easily see us maybe winning the likes against Sheffield United away, Brentford away, Wolves at home, maybe with Fulham at home, and maybe getting a point away at Villa. And that's pretty much it. Probably leads to Arsenal, Man United now. That because our record last season against the big six teams: Spurs, Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, and Man City and Liverpool. We didn't win any of them. We didn't win any of them. Even Newcastle, I'd say big seven. We drew both them games to Newcastle, so it wasn't very good. So, I just think this season will be another kind of tough season. But we're going to be picking up more wins and more points against the teams around us. Maybe like teams like I don't know, 8th to like 10th, really. So yeah, that'd be our aim. We just got to step up and improve, learn from last season, and bring that on into this season, and just work on our improvements and just change things up a little bit overall. So it's not actually a bad start. I think the October to December period gets a bit rough. Even January is not it's not easy either. February is a bit mixed match. March will be a tough few games in that as well. April's pretty hard. Man City, Liverpool, Fulham and West Ham. By then, I mean, anything could happen. It'll be a hard competitive run. And towards the end of the season, I mean, if we were in a relegation fight, we would have to beat the likes of Man United at home, Wolves away, which we don't tend to do well at. And Aston Villa, that's a really tough end, to be fair, if you think about it. Really competitive, tough overall ending. So we've got to make sure we're safe by, I'd say, at least early April. To be honest. Sorry, it's so hot. It's boiling right now. Thirsty as hell. It's like 25. Absolutely hot on that. But yeah, that's what I make of the fixtures, to be fair. So we could, let me just say this. We could have a really good start. Then October, November, we get a bit shaky. December, we hit a bit of a purple patch, win a few games, win like 1 or 2 games, and then lose like 2 or maybe like 2 or 3, and then draw some, and then have a bit of a slow start to January, sort of losing to Arsenal. Then we either draw or get a point against, we'll draw or win against Sheffield United at home. February, we're sort of, we don't really start off campaigns like, we don't really start off like New Year's very well. And I remember this year we didn't win a game till April. Last year, 2022, we didn't win a game till the end of February. It felt like an eternity. It was 2 months that. So yeah, February could be a bit mix and match. March, we could have Luton at home, Forest away. That's not going to be easy. But I think we'll get some points maybe in February and March to get us to enough points to stay up, and then we'll beat Bournemouth away, and we'll be safe by early April. Hopefully, we might need one more win just to keep us up. With West Ham away, so West Ham at home and Fulham away, we'll win one of them games to stay up, and then May, we could be on the beach. I mean, I don't know. It's debatable. I want to see us sign some more players, and I want to see us to get a manager in for me to sort of judge and see what kind of football we're going to be playing going into this new season, 23-24 Premier League season and that. So it's hard to really call, but that's what could happen. But it's really 50-50, Been in the league for over 10 years. It would be our 11th consecutive season in the Premier League, and Southampton's 11th consecutive season. They got relegated, so you never know what to expect. But if we don't invest and replace some of the players that have been playing well, just get a forward, get a wing back, get maybe another centre back for cover, get another winger to replace Wolf. We don't sort their positions out, we're going to be in trouble. And other teams like Forest will get stronger. Same with the likes of Brentford, Fulham. Look at Newcastle and look at us. We haven't changed for the last decades in a way. We're kind of outdating ourselves a little bit. So you always got to bear that in mind. I always feel that as a Palace fan, to be fair. So. Oh boy, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. It always is for us in the Prem. But it's been nice to, the fact I'm going to the home still. It'd be nice for a bit of a change for us to try and challenge the top 10 in Europe and finish in the top 10 for the first time in almost 9 years going into this season. And that's towards the end of the 23-24 season, I should say as well. Kahindi says Palace always play at home on the last game of the season. Yeah, that's a good thing, because if we do need to win a game on the last day, we'll be at home, hopefully. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens there. Cpfc, what team do you think will have the biggest drop-off next season? It could potentially be like Brentford with Ivan Toney being out. Maybe Brighton, Villa, European football could be too much for these teams to handle. So sometimes it affects their league form. And now, as you think about it, even Tottenham, maybe even Chelsea could have a worse campaign. They might actually be in a relegation fight. I don't think so. I mean, I think they're gonna probably end up finishing maybe between like 10th or 7th, 10th or 6th, realistically, to be fair. Arsenal could potentially drop off next season. I don't know why. I don't know if they haven't. I don't think they've signed enough players just yet, but it's still early doors. It's really hard to predict. But once I see some more signings, I see some players and teams play in, pre-season, tournaments or whatever abroad or wherever, etc. Yeah, once I get a good feel of what I could expect going into this new 23-24 Premier League season, I'll be the judge of where the teams are going to finish when I do my Premier League predictions end of July, early August time before the new season kicks off. So yeah, I always keep my eye on that. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be hard, but there are gonna be some teams. I mean, who knows? Like Bournemouth, yeah. So Bournemouth could potentially shock everyone and get top 10. Luton could shock everyone and get top 10 and maybe be pushing for Europe and just miss out. Fulham could get Conference League. Brighton could win the Europa League and they'd be in the Champions League, which would be one of my worst nightmares. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that don't happen. And we could challenge for the Conference League. Teams like Villa, teams like maybe, I don't know, Tottenham, even maybe Brighton could potentially drop off, or we could take advantage of that and rise up. But we need the players, we need the backing, and we need the quality within the squad to do that. And I don't think we're good enough. I think we should be aiming for top 10, like 10th or 9th, maybe even 8th, to be honest. That'd be my aim. But it'd be nice just to push on. It'd be nice to either get top 10 and do something in one of the the League Cup or the FA Cup, have another good cup run, and maybe even get to a final. That's what I want. That's what I want. I just want to see us maybe even win something as well. It'll be hard. There's like a 5% chance of that happening. This is Crystal Palace. We're not Barcelona. We're not flipping Real Madrid. We're not the Brazil national team. We're not Man City. We're not like Arsenal winning the FA Cup every 3 years. You know what I mean? So but it would just be nice to get to a final and try and win something. Just have something to play for, just something to be proud of. Because I look at last season, the only thing I was really proud of us was really going to Ellen Road and winning 5-1. That was the height of the season. That period where we beat Leicester at home, went to Leeds away and went to Southampton and won 3 games in a row. That kind of kept us up. That was really the high of the season, to be fair. And maybe doing a double over West Ham, and getting a point at Anfield. Apart from that, I mean, there wasn't really sort of that much to be proud of. Like the season before, in the 21-22 season, we got to Wembley, we beat the likes of Arsenal, Spurs at home, Man United at home, and went to Manchester City and won away in that as well. It's a lot to be proud of that season compared to this season. I mean, the season just finished with the 22-23 season. There wasn't really much to sort of be amazed and kind of proud of, apart from us really staying up. But we stayed up by a mile. I mean, it was the most easiest relegation fight ever for us. So, yeah, I'm not going to lie. That's all I would sort of say, if you want to compare them 2 seasons going into this one and that. So, yeah, but who knows? I just want us to, I just want to be proud of something, just be happy, just, be really just like pump up with joy that we could potentially either win something or we could get Europe or even top 10 would be nice to get top 10 for the first time in 9 years. It's been 9 years, since we got on top 10 overall. So it'd just be nice to do that again, hopefully. So fingers crossed we could push on. And yeah, any more comments, questions quickly before we end? The live chat is there, my people. But yeah, I'm probably going to end now. So like, share, subscribe, follow me on all my socials. All my socials will be in the link in the description down below. Yeah, subscribe on the road to 3K, of course, and that as well. There'll be more videos coming, transfer stuff and that as well. Once we start to, look at a few more players and buying some players in. Obviously, we signed Jefferson Lerma, nice signing, good buy with his experience and caliber and quality on his day. So yeah, hopefully he's the first of many other signings this summer window to come. My Premier League predictions will be end of July, early August, within the next 5-6 weeks and that as well. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, can't wait for the season to start, even though there's still 2 months to go. So yeah, those are the fixtures, the 23-24 season for Crystal Palace. I've seen a few other fixtures of the Premier League 23-24 season as well from other teams in that overall. So kicking it off with Sheffield United away. Yeah, bring that on. Hopefully we start off the season well and hopefully we can push on well. See you on my next video. And yeah, don't go changing. Up the Palace as always. Eagles. See you.